So welcome to Nurtur Talks. I'm so excited to be here with my girls, Andrea and Alex. Today we're going to be talking about quite a few things, so I hope you guys enjoy the video.
I'm gonna ask you about yours, wellness as well, and what wellness means to you, and like your experiences with wellness.
To me, wellness is really just making sure you're like balanced mentally, emotionally, and physically. And if you are not, trying to figure out, okay, which one is off? Is it my mental? Is it my physical? Is it my emotional? Even like your spiritual? Because mine, like I know, like the three things that impact my wellness is if I don't take my depression medication, if I don't spend time with God in the morning, and if I don't exercise.
Making sure that the narratives we're telling ourselves, the self-talk we're having, is like healthy and balanced and coming from a place of like love and grace for ourselves. And you should. And you know what? Listen to you.
Adulting will definitely try you. You know what I mean? So you don't have, again, like you said, balance in that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a wrap. So just with life already being crazy like that, it's best to try to implement as much as you can on yourself and love on yourself as much as you can.
Something about like actively like talking to yourself as if you're your own mentor, or as if you're your own parent, or as if you're your own like your own like guardian angel. Just like, hey, it's like basically the words I would want someone else to say to me right now. Just say it to myself out loud, even if it seems silly, even if it seems corny or cheesy. Just like, this is what I need right now, and I'm not going to be mean to myself. I already feel bad enough. It's hard. You know what I mean? Like, just understanding that like you need and deserve the utmost grace. Like, I think understanding that I need and deserve the utmost grace has really transformed how like I move throughout my self-care and wellness, especially in adulting. Like, because it's hard out here. Like, you know, with school and work and like, especially like, you know, the situation of like the world that we live in, sometimes it just can be very overwhelming. So I definitely agree with you when you say like, because the world is so crazy, this internal world, it needs to be grounded. It needs to be the sanctuary. Even down to like your room being clean. That's when that really messes me up. When my room's not clean, girl, I be off the handles. Girl, and it's because my sanctuary is not in place. Like this, because this world is unpredictable. You know what I'm saying? And like we can't control so many circumstances outside of ourselves. But like our own internal world, our own space, our own everything that is ours and that we can have control over, making those peaceful, like Gardens of Eden, like just peaceful places, I think that helps so much. Like, and prioritizing that. Like this is like one of my number one priorities in my life, that these spaces in my own heart is a peaceful sanctuary for me. So yeah.
For sure. Yeah, kind of piggybacking off what you said earlier about, you know, having that moment to just speak that I'm having a bad day, or, you know, I'm having a moment, you know, let me take that moment. It kind of reminds me of that TikTok I saw with this girl. I think she does like wellness type of inspo content, but she was basically saying, you know, have that day, have that month, but don't let it define you. And that stuck with me because I was like, ooh, for real, with adulting and stuff, it makes you really like just dig in it and make the whole moment, the whole day, the whole whatever, just seem long lasting. And I'm like, really, it's just this one thing. We're about to really blow it up and make it more than what it gotta be.
It's not the whole picture.
Right, it's not who you are. Just because you had a bad day doesn't mean you're a bad person.
Oh,
Just say that again for the people in the back.
Say that again.
For the people in the back.
Say it again.
I'm gonna say it to the camera.
Okay.
If you're having a bad day, it doesn't mean you're a bad person. Like, you know what I mean?
Man.
You gotta give, like you said, extend that grace.
Yeah.
We're human. We're not meant to be perfect. That's
At
okay.
At all.
Unless you're a bad person.
Unless you're really a bad person.
This is not part. I'm sorry. This is not involved in conversation.
I know. Sorry. You're omitted. It's not for you.
No, but that's so true though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh man, that's a really. I'm gonna take that one with me.
Yes.
Because I think we easily define ourselves by these moments.
Right.
It's like it's not the whole narrative though. It's not the whole picture.
It's hard not to though.
It's really hard not to.
Don't think life will make you really think like, oh, man, I'm really out here just not doing what I
Yeah.
need to be doing. This, that, the third. And it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay, just because you see Peter, Tom, and whoever.
Yeah.
Or Susie, Becky, whoever.
Yeah.
You know, doing that, and they're on a time or whatever they're putting their energy into.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that's your story. That's your narrative. That's what you need to be out here doing.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own pace.
Yeah.
Everybody works at their own pace.
Yeah.
They may be okay, excelling, whatever, high, whatever. That's cool. That's them. But
That's
that's not your story.
Mm-hmm.
So what? You take a little more time. So what? It's gonna get done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the main goal. As long as it gets done.
You know what that makes me think of too?
As long as you feel okay about it. Too.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes me think about it too. I remember I was talking with my sister one time, and she was saying like, I hate when people say like, if I was in your situation, I would do X, Y, and Z. And she, her response to that was like, I think that's so silly because like if you were in my situation, you would do exactly what I would do. So it's like sometimes like we compare ourselves like to other people, and I guess like how am I trying to phrase this? Basically, what was interesting about that is I think sometimes we look at other people's experiences and we think like, or sometimes other people look at our experiences and they think they know us and they think they would know like what they would do in like our shoes.
Yeah.
But it's like you don't know what you do in my shoes because you're not me. If you were me with my experiences, with my background, with what I have going on, you would still react this way. You would still feel this way. So I guess it goes back to like the comparison tip sometimes, but as well like sometimes we can really like look at others and think like, oh, that's so much better than us, or maybe other people come to us and say that we're not doing as good as we think we should be doing, or as they think we should be doing, or whatever the case may be, like that comparison. But it's like at the end of the story, I am not you and you're not me.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I am not you and you're not me. And if I was you, I would do exactly what you do because you have your experiences that created this narrative that makes you take your actions the same way I have my own. So it's like that part is really interesting to me because I think like sometimes because a lot of times I think we beat ourselves up because we're comparing ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Like so beating ourselves up is not because we feel bad in general. Like we're beating ourselves up because society is saying we don't measure up to 1, 2, 3, or with social media we're looking at other people who seem to be doing better than us. Heavy on the seam. Seem to be very heavy on the seam. Heavy on the seam, seem to be doing better than us. So we're like, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm failing in some way. You know, someone may have told us that we were failing in some way, but they didn't extend grace to us because they were comparing us to someone. Like so much. I think so much of like the time as far as like performance and as far as like we're not doing good enough comes from like comparing ourselves to what we think we should be doing.
Definitely.
Yeah, and creating narratives of what we think other people are doing. Because we sometimes assume we know more than we do too, and it's hard with social media. Like the way social media is built, it's kind of made to assume a narrative. Assume a narrative about someone. But no one knows what goes on when that camera turns off.
That part.
No one knows what goes on when that camera turns off, when the live shuts off, when the when you know what I'm saying. You know, like when no one's watching, it's like you don't know how that person is feeling, what's going on with them. Like I feel like a part of the reason like self-care can be really hard too, as far as like adulting, is because we're comparing ourselves to what society is saying about us, or we're comparing ourselves to what other people have said about us, what our parents have said about us, or what like you know people have said about us, or where we should be versus where we are. And I think sometimes with social media it's really hard to not fall into those narratives and assuming that these people's lives are so much grander than us, because social media makes it that way. Like it's kind of designed to make us feel bad about ourselves. No, it really is. It's literally designed. It's designed to make us compare. You know what I'm saying? It's designed to make us compare and see you're not enough and you're not worthy because X, Y, and Z, because they're doing 1, 2, 3 and you're not. But at the end of the day, nobody knows what happens when those cameras actually go off, when the phone actually shuts off, when all of these things are just narratives that we build, or narratives that society encourages us to build to make us feel bad about ourselves.
Exactly.
You know, like these are a lot. I think it's really important to understand the context of why we feel the way we feel. Like who told us that we weren't worthy? Like because we it ruminates in our head, but like where did it come from the beginning? Where did I even get the idea that I wasn't beautiful?
See, and even with that, just really quick. It's so crazy. Like if you guys really stop and think about it, an imperfect person is telling me that I'm imperfect. It's like you yourself are imperfect. So how are you gonna sit there and tell me I'm imperfect, or I'm not beautiful enough, or I'm not? It's like, you think you're perfect? You have flaws too. I mean, you have good qualities, but you also have flaws too. I have good qualities. I have flaws too. So how can you try to teach me, you know, to hate myself, you know, when you don't even like yourself clearly? It's the projection.
Yeah. The projection is so heavy. Yeah. And that's why, like, it's so important to listen to our own voices and to make them strong.
Oh yeah.
Like, make your voice like so strong.
Lethal.
Like lethal. Like
that's the word I use. Lethal with it.
There are so many voices in this world, and especially with social media, the voices are louder. The voices are louder, and we're so much more aware of other voices that we didn't even know of before. So it's so important to like take time with yourself and like really strengthen your voice. Like I listen to me because I trust me, I have grace for me, I have patience with me, I know me wants the best for me. Me deserves love. Not me deserves love. Girl, I deserve love. Me deserves love, if that's how you like to say it, you know? But I think it's like, I guess at the end of it all, at the end of the story, I'm saying this because so much of why we don't like ourselves and don't feel good about ourselves is external. So much of it, and we don't even think about it because it's like the thoughts are in our brain, so we think it's us. It's not our thoughts. These thoughts came from somewhere else. These thoughts were given to us. These aren't even our. You know, like when like a kid, like you know how like kids like run around and like they'll fall over and like they don't even realize like they're hurt when they fall over. And so it was like, oh my god, we were
It's like where was that?
It's like something bad happened. Like,
literally, I wasn't even tripping. But when you just like look at them, they're like, they get up, and then keep going, keep pushing. It's literally that. Like people, we're human. We're so susceptible. We're human beings. We're valuable beings. We're so susceptible. When people tell us how to feel, especially when we're young, that stays with us. We just accept that as truth because we're young, malleable, little brains. You know, little human beings, literally. I mean, it's important as we grow to challenge why we think the way we think. Why is this something that bothers me? Who even told me that I wasn't worthy? Who even told me I wasn't enough? Who even told me that I wasn't smart? Like, where did that even come from? That didn't just come from me. I live in this world that gives me messages. Where did that even come from? So separating too, like, what is the world telling me? And what is actually me? You know, that's a really big one for me. I feel like I'm saying all these are really big ones for me, but they are.
They're super vital too, because especially with us being Black women as well, you know, it's important for us to really be heavy on it. Like you said, very heavy. No, we need to, because we're, especially as Black women, we're always being told we're this, we're that, the third. Everybody wants to put that narrative and push it on us, project what they feel we're supposed to be. And
that should not be.
Or should not be. Exactly. It could go either way. And it's like, who gave you that? Who made you feel that comfortable to even project that on a whole other, not only gender, but race? You know? But of course, that goes back to, you know, generational.
The patriarchy. Racism. It's levels to this. It's levels to this.
You know, I feel as far as us just being Black women, it's important that we definitely take that due diligence to make sure, like, hey, you doing okay? You good? Because if we're not going to do it for each other, then who is? That's just really what it comes down to. But I did want to kind of piggyback off what you were saying earlier about social media and things like that. Because me being a content creator, I see that all day. You know what I mean? And I know people be talking about the algorithm, this, that, whatever. But let's be real about it. Because Instagram even knows. Like, I'll just, you know, Instagram, let's do that as an example. They even know, like, how, you know, I don't want to say treacherous, that's probably too strong a word. Let's just say they're mindful. Let's put it that way. They're very mindful of what they know is being, you know, I guess you could say pushed more or more. They know that, you know, social media plays a role in people's, you know, identity, personality, things like that. Especially if you're, you know, young and still trying to find your voice, or whatever the case may be. You know, us being, you know, in our 20s, we're still discovering ourselves. So it's very, and of course we're growing up in a social media age where that's a huge dictator. So they even got smart and was like, you know, let's take away the likes.
The likes, I was gonna bring that.
You know what I mean? Let's put that out and let's just show other. So now you don't have to worry about that number so much, because you know, especially as a creator,
how many people liked it?
They can't, you know, it's, that number really is just so focused. So that's why I'm just like, the fact that they removed that, it really shows. And I feel like from what I've experienced on Instagram, it's a little more, you know, accepting. I think a lot of people were able to just be like, you know, breathe a little bit. Because they're not so fixated on that number. You know? But that was one, you know, example to kind of piggyback off that. It's just with social media being so heavily just influence everything like that, you know, it really makes you have to wise up and be like, you know what, I need to make that extra step for myself because if nobody's gonna do it, I've been here by myself all day. I was born by myself. It goes back to that. So you gotta really just do that due diligence.
I brought my computer, so we could just upload it on my computer.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
If that's easier.
Yeah.
How do you normally do it? Like airdrop it?
No, I have a cord. Like I was just gonna, you know how?
Oh, like USB.
Yeah, USB. That's what I was
okay,
saying.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
USB. I don't have a sorry. I don't have an Apple computer.
I was like, oh, just airdrop.
No, I
You're
don't.
like, no, babe.
USB, the old-fashioned way.
Right.
Oh, I'm hungry. What do I want to eat, man?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
We were just talking about food.
She brought Chick-fil-A. I was like, you know what? I could hit up Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A do so good right
Good,
now.
yeah. But see, I'm going to my friend's birthday, so I'm like, I'll just go off what you want to go off. I'm like, all right, cool.
I definitely want to eat something that's like not gonna slow me down because I'm already sleepy.
Yeah.
So I definitely need something that's like not gonna take away any more energy. Because if it does, I'm just gonna have to go to sleep the rest of the night for real.
Especially when that food hit, get the itis. Woo!
I'm dead.
I'm knocking out.
The self-care. Oh, I actually think it's cars driving by. That's what it is. Like the sun coming out, cars driving by.
Okay.
Yeah. I think so. Or maybe so. I don't know. But anyways, I'm so sure. I think I have ADHD. I really do think I have ADHD.